Hey guys, Zach here, coming at you with another video. So today, I'm going to be talking to you about my life as a gamer. So a lot of people share their stories and how they grew up with games, what systems they grew up on, and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of wanted to do that for you guys today. I wanted to tell you guys the systems I grew up on, what I played, and really just how I played those games and what they mean to me. So when I was younger, I really didn't get into playing video games till I was maybe about 6 or 7. Um, and I started it off with the original Xbox. That's the first system I ever played, and I fell in love with it the minute I played it. The first games that I ever got for that system were SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, Shrek 2, and Scooby-Doo Mystery Mayhem. Those are the first 3 games I had ever got. And I played those games to death. I absolutely loved those games. Played them every day, or whenever I saw my dad, because that's where my original Xbox was. But then I convinced my mom to get me one for my mom's house, and so I had Xbox in both places. And the games that I've had for the Xbox, when I had that the first time, I always played SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, Shrek 2, Scooby-Doo Mystery Mayhem, The Cat in the Hat, so a bunch of kids' games. But I also like to play Pac-Man World 2. That was another one of my favorites. Funny story, actually. When I was younger, I was trying to figure out which game I wanted to play. So, I had some of the discs out, being that I was younger and kind of had them on the floor. And my brother came into the room and stepped on my copy of Pac-Man World 2, and that was one of my favorites. So, it really sucked that one broke until I got a new one. But those I played to living death. I loved all of those games. I still love most of those games. I'll still play Battle for Bikini Bottom, Scooby-Doo Mystery Mayhem, as you've seen on this channel. I'll still go back and play them because they're legitimately fun games. Even then, I knew the difference between a good game and a not good game. And those were all definitely good games. So eventually, Christmas came around. I even think I still have a video of this somewhere. This was back in 2005. I started to get into handhelds. I loved my Game Boy Advance. One Christmas, actually, in my stocking, like I said, I have a video of this somewhere on a tape cassette. I got those old Game & Watch games. It was like Mario Cement Factory or something that I got on an old thing. And I even remember the exact Game Boy Advance systems I got. I got 2 different Game Boy Advance SPs. Of course, they're both now very valuable, and ones that I probably won't be able to get for a while. One I got is the Pikachu Game Boy Advance SP. I love that system. It was the coolest looking thing. I might get one of those reproduction models, just because I like it, but I don't want to diminish the value of it. So I might get one of those just for nostalgic value's sake. And I lost it when I was moving, which is really unfortunate that I lost it while we were moving. And the other model Game Boy Advance SP I had is, I forgot the exact name of it. I think it was called the Tribal Edition. It's a European exclusive Game Boy, which I never knew where I got it, but I've deduced that I probably got it while I was in England. Because, I traveled to England quite a bit for family reasons. So I probably got it over there for Christmas or something. And when I was younger, I played, I don't remember everything that I played, but the 3 games that stand out in my mind, of course I remember more, but the 3 that really stand out in my mind, Mario Golf, actually 4, Mario Golf Advance Tour, Mario Tennis Power Tour, Mario Party Advance, and what was the 4th one? I forgot the 4th one. And Super Mario Bros. 3, that's it, I'm an idiot. Super Mario Bros. 3, that I remember quite vividly. So vividly, in fact, I remember when I was younger, this is probably about 2005, 2006, and I was at a concert. I think it was a Ringo Starr concert. We were sitting outside, and it began to thunderstorm. It began to pour. And, there's this undercover section that were, all seats and stuff, and there's this outside section that was all grass. And my luck being my luck, we were on the grass side where we were getting absolutely drenched. So everyone, like, there were a bunch of empty seats in the stadium that, of course, you had to buy the tickets to get the seat, whatever. But since it was raining, everyone moved and filled all those empty seats so that we could come inside and be undercover. So I remember being absolutely freezing. So I was wrapped in this blanket on my seat, listening to the music from Ringo Starr and playing Super Mario Bros. 3 on my Game Boy Advance SP. And that's something I still remember to this day because I was on World 8. I was in World 8 at this point. And my mom's ex-boyfriend's son, one of them, his name is Jimmy, he helped me a lot with World 8 because I was having a lot of trouble with it. So just remembering that is just really, really cool. So yeah, that was that. And then, probably sometime in that same area of time, I went to the other son's house, Joey, his name is. And I remember going to his house. I don't remember why I went to his house. I just went to his house. And he had a GameCube. And he was like, Zach, what do you want to play? You want to play something? And I was like, I don't know, pick something. Something fun for us to play. And then he looked through his GameCube games, and he picked out Mario Party 6, which is still my favorite Mario Party to this day. And I remember him and I played Towering Treetop. I don't remember what characters we chose or anything, but I remember that map. And I remember playing it. I remember loving Mario Party. I remember absolutely loving it to where I wanted to play all the rest. But he only had 6. So after I got done playing that with him, I remember my grandparents used to live in this 2-story apartment thing. It was like one apartment on top, one on the bottom. So these new people moved into the downstairs apartment. And I remember, we went to visit them, say hi. They had 2 kids. It was a boy and a girl. I don't remember their names. It was 10 years ago, at least. And, they were like, oh, do you want to play something? Do you want to play a game? I was like, yeah, sure. What do you got? And then they brought me to the other room where they had a Nintendo 64. So, they were looking through the games, and they were like, oh, we have Mario Parties 1 and 3. And I was like, let's play the original Mario Party. Loved it. I absolutely loved the original Mario Party. That was so much fun. We played a few rounds of that. I was Luigi, I believe. Either Luigi or Yoshi. I was one of those two. But then, for another time I played Mario Party on the N64, I went to my it was one of my mom's friend's house who had a summer house down the Jersey Shore in like Atlantic City, like a block away from the beach. So we went there, and I remember again people. It was 10 years ago, so I don't really remember who they were because we're not still in contact. But I remember I was with a girl that was my age about, and then a guy that was somewhat older than us. I'm gonna guess he was probably like my age now or something, and then me and the other girl were like 9, 10 at the time. So we went into this one room on the second floor, and because it was a nice house, it was a big nice house, 3 floors, so many rooms, it was nice. And I remember playing Mario Party 3 with them, and that was so much fun. That was like a lot of fun with them. I just remember wanting to go back and play more with them, but unfortunately it never happened. 10 years later, it never happened. I would still love to do it, but yeah, I just remember that. So then it was like not too long after that when I moved in upstate New York, because at that point I was living in New Jersey with my mom and her boyfriend at the time. So then when they broke up, my mom but she reconnected with my current stepfather. And then that means she wanted to move in with him, and he moved upstate. So we had to move upstate and all that stuff. So when we moved upstate, I don't know what happened to my Xbox. I know we didn't have it up there. So something must have happened. It must have broke or something. So I wanted a new system. But I didn't ask for another Xbox. I was like, I want a GameCube. I want a GameCube because I loved it so much when I was at Joey's house, my old ex-stepbrother, kind of, not really. So my mom was like, okay, I'm going to get you a GameCube, and you got to pick out 2 games for it. 2 games, that's it. So I was like, okay. So my first obvious choice was Mario Party 6. Being that was the game that I loved and I played so much. I even still have the original copy of that game. Not even kidding. The disc just kind of stopped working. If you watch my Mario Party 6 video, that's the original disc that I've had for all these years. And, the game kind of crapped out at the end. So the disc is starting to give way a little bit now. But I got to pick one other game. So I was looking on the GameStop shelf looking for, a game to pick to play. And I think you know where I'm going with this. I picked up Luigi's Mansion. And I looked at the back, because at the time I didn't know what the game was. So I looked at the back, and I was like, wow, this looks fun. This looks interesting. I want this game. So I brought up Mario Party 6 and Luigi's Mansion, and those were the first GameCube games I ever got. And I remember bringing them home. The first game I played, obviously, was Luigi's Mansion, since I didn't have friends. I had friends. Or not really, because I was just moving there, but, I didn't have anyone over to play it with, so I was like, alright, I'm going to play Luigi's Mansion. I love that game. I fell in love with that game. I didn't have nightmares from it, but it actually was kind of creepy to me at the time. I was like 9, 10. So, it's kind of creeped out at the time. 2007. So, yeah, 9 or 10. So, it was really creepy to me at the time, but it was really, really cool at the same time. And, something I actually remember, which I've never found footage or anything of it ever since. But Luigi's Mansion, the original, had this website. I'm going to sound so weird for remembering this. I remember going to the Luigi's Mansion website. There was this part of the website where you could type something into the fortune, like Madame Clairvoya, who's the fortune teller ghost. There was this part of the website where you could type something into her and she'd respond, kind of like a verbal magic 8-ball kind of thing. And I remember loving that. I would go on every day and just type something in stupid to the fortune teller. And they were like, if you typed in something weird, she would yell at you. Like, it was so interesting and so cool. I absolutely love that website. I missed it. I've never seen footage of it or anything of it. No pictures, nothing of it since I was on it, like 8, 9, 10 years ago. So it's absolutely, like, fun to remember it, but not be able to see anything of it, which kind of does suck in a sense, too. So I of course looked on YouTube for, tutorials, on some parts I got stuck on. I remember 2 parts in particular that I got stuck on. I remember getting stuck in the room, it was in area 2, where you had to, press the button, they had to look at the mirror and press the button, and then the wall would move. I had trouble with that for a little while, but not too long. And I had a lot of trouble with the final boss. The Bowser fight, the King Boo Bowser fight, I had a lot of trouble with that. Mainly because I was too stupid to suck up the spike balls and throw it at Bowser. I was too stupid to remember that. So, that took me a little while, but eventually I got it. And then once I beat it, the next objective was to get to rank A, which for me was very difficult because I didn't know about the Speedy Spirits and the Golden Mice that you had to collect around the house. So I went to collect those, and, it took me years and years and years to be able to find them all and get them all. And in fact, it was only like last year or 2 years ago when I finally got my first A ranking. So, it took a while. So, yeah. So not too long after that, probably like 2 years later, something like that, I got a DS Lite. So it's probably like 2009 or so, 2008, 2009, when I got a DS Lite. And I got the Crimson Red model. I remember that. And my GameCube, it was a Jet Black model. And, so yeah, the Crimson Red model of the DS Lite I got, and I loved it so much. I mean, I never loved it as much as I loved the Game Boy. In fact, I played more Game Boy Advance games on that DS than I did DS games because I love the Game Boy Advance so much. It was just, better charge, better battery, it was just better. But some games I did play on the DS, I played like Mario and Luigi, what's that one game? Partners in Time. I played that to death. There's a few games on the DS I like. Super Mario 64 DS, I played for a little while. New Super Mario Brothers, Mario Party DS, all that stuff I played for a while. But really, at the end of the day, I just love the Game Boy slot at the bottom. I love playing the Game Boy games. So yeah, there's that. But I also love to use the PictoChat feature. When I was younger, we used that PictoChat feature a lot. Like, it was stupid how much we used that. We'd be in the same house, same room, and we would be drawing stupid stuff on the screen, sending each other PictoChats. It was just absolutely fun. I don't know why I loved it so much, but I loved it. So, after a little while, I got a DSi, so an upgrade to the DS. And, of course I got a Wii, but I don't really have any really memorable stories with it. But the DSi, I remember one game in particular I really liked playing for the DS, and that was WarioWare Snap? I think it was called. It was like a DSi exclusive WarioWare game where you use the camera to take pictures for Wario, Mona, Jimmy T, and all that stuff. It was a lot of fun. I loved playing, and I remember having a lot of issues with it, but I thought it was fun all the same. I loved it. And of course, the picture feature, the voice chat feature, or like the audio recording feature. I just loved all of it in the DSi. So at this point, I'm starting to become an early teenager when I see the new 3DS come out. Or not the new 3DS, but God, the 3DS, the original 3DS that was new at the time. It was like 2011 or so. And I wanted it so badly. I traded in my DS Lite, my Crimson Red DS Lite, which I kind of regret now. But I needed to trade it in so I could have the money to get it. And so I traded that in and got the Aqua Blue DS, or 3DS, the original Aqua Blue 3DS. And I got one game with it, and it was Rabbids Travel in Time. A very short game, but it was actually a lot of fun. I like the Rabbids Travel in Time game. That's why I'm anxious for the new Mario and Rabbids game, because I do like the Rabbids. But anyways, so the 3DS I instantly fell in love with, even though I couldn't play Game Boy Advance games on it. I could still, there's still a lot. I still had a Game Boy Advance, I believe, so I could play them on that. And there were a lot of great 3DS games, especially with the announcement of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. I was very excited for that. So, here's the sad story. This was after I moved, so I'm going to presume this is either 2012 or 2013, so I was like 14 or 15. I was on a bus going to upstate New York, and I, had my 3DS with me. I even had, some Game Boy games in there, I had Mario Golf, Advanced Tour, some other ones I can't remember off the top of my head. I think Super Mario Bros. 3. Yes, Super Mario Bros. 3 was one of them, because Jared from Scorpion Slayer 66, I remember this. He sent me one. We were doing a trade, and he sent me one as an extra because he knew I lost it. So that was really cool of him. I lost my Game Boy Advance, my 3DS bag, because there was this I was told I could stay on the bus. But then, a bus driver came up to me, he's like, oh no, you gotta switch buses right now, the bus is gonna leave soon. So I quickly grabbed as much as I could and ran off the bus, and the one thing I forgot was my 3DS bag. So, I completely lost my 3DS, my Aqua Blue 3DS, Super Mario 3D Land, I think, Mario Kart 7, a couple Game Boy games, gone. I lost them, never to be seen again, which really sucked, because I was out of the 3DS for a while. Until, it was March of 2013 when Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon came out. And I had that game pre-ordered since 2011, 2012, because the game got delayed quite a bit. So I was like, alright, I want to get this game, but I don't have a 3DS. So my mom was like, well, we can get you a new 3DS, We'll get you a new 3DS, because, what happened wasn't your fault. So, we were like, we'll get you a new one, because we know that you paid for that old one. So, we went to GameStop. And I actually even did a vlog on this channel, because by this point I had the channel. So from this point on is when I have the YouTube channel. So we went to a GameStop, and I was originally just gonna get a Luigi Mansion and a regular 3DS. But apparently that same day, the Pikachu limited edition 3DS XL came out that day. So I was like, we'll get that. Perfect. So I got the Pikachu 3DS XL, all that good stuff. Got Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, played the heck out of that, even though I'm not huge onto it anymore. I would play the original over Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon any day of the week, because the first one's just much better. We got that, whatever. And obviously, like I said, at this point is when I started making videos, which means this is when I started retro game collecting. I started retro game collecting around 2012, early 2013, and, that's when I started. Mostly, I was collecting GameCube and N64 at the time, because they were the two systems I was most comfortable with and knew the most. But then, I started to branch out a little bit more. I started getting Super Nintendo games. I'm still not on the NES collecting front yet, because of A, everything's going on, and B, I kind of want to get a top loader, because I don't trust the toaster NESs anymore. Long story about those. But yeah, so I got the new 3DS, whatever, and or the 3DS XL. I can't say new 3DS. And then obviously the retro collecting started. So once 2015 hit, I had a good stack of GameCube games, all that stuff. But I wanted to expand a little bit more. Like I said, Super Nintendo. So 2015 was really the year when I started collecting Super Nintendo. And for those of you who been on this channel long enough, 2015 was the first time I went to Too Many Games, which is a gaming convention, which was the first gaming convention I've ever went to. So, then I was like, okay, I gotta get games that I know I'm not gonna get otherwise. Whatever. So, I got like a Donkey Kong Country game and all that stuff, and got Eternal Darkness for the GameCube. I got a boxed GameCube, or was that the second year? I don't remember which year's which, but I went for 2015, 2016. That's when I went to the gaming conventions. I got so many Super Nintendo games. Over those 2 years, the Super Nintendo games I got 2 Donkey Kong Country games, Super Metroid, Yoshi's Island, Link to the Past, Star Fox, I think it is, Star Fox. What else did I get? I know I got other stuff. But I also got some other stuff from other systems, like Banjo-Tooie Complete in Box, Eternal Darkness, like I said, Majora's Mask, the gold card, the non-lenticular version. Those game conventions when I got a lot of my better stuff, like my umph. So yeah, unfortunately, no too many games this year, which kind of sucks. But I'll live. I'll go next year or something. Yeah. And the rest basically. I've had some good finds at flea markets. I've had some pretty good finds. If you want a video on me reflecting on some of the good finds I've had, let me know down in the comments. I hope you guys like this video. That's kind of my life with video games. I know I probably left some stuff out that I just don't remember, but I hope that that's good enough for you guys. I know it's probably 20 minutes for you guys at this point, so I'll let it be. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.